I'm doing great, and I hope you are too. Was going to bring you a different video today, but something came over the App Store the last few days that I wanted to introduce to you, and that is DoubleTake by Filmic Pro. If you watched the release of the iPhone 11 back in late fall of 2019, you saw that they did introduce the app there. They kind of did a demo of it and everything. And at the time when they were introducing it, it gave the impression that it was going to be part of their Filmic Pro app that's out on the store itself. I think it's roughly like $7.99, $8, something like that. I do have it on my phone. It's a very nice app. I use it here and there, not constantly, but it does have some nice features. So I thought once they introduce that to the app, I'll be able to use DoubleTake on that. But they actually released it on the App Store as a free app, and some people were buying the app prior to the release of DoubleTake in anticipation of that. But all bets aside, they released it as a free app. From what I've seen a few times, it was because there was a little rough integration for them to do that, so they just released it as a free app. It could be beta form. They didn't really say. I didn't really see anything on that. But overall, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll just show you what we have here. You can see it on the App Store that it's DoubleTake by Filmic Pro. If you do a search for DoubleTake, it may be a couple swipes down to get it, but I was able to find it. I think it was like 2-3 things down, because there's a few things on the App Store called DoubleTake. But let me go ahead and open it up. And as you can see right now, I got a small screen here. I got picture-in-picture. Got the main screen of the tank behind me. And the little one, you can see the camera obviously, and my kitchen and beyond. But it's got a nice little feature. Basically what the app does, if you haven't seen or heard about it, it lets you use all 4 of your cameras that are on your iPhone. That's including the front camera and the 3 back ones, which is telephoto, wide, and ultra wide. So down here in the lower left hand corner, you'll see the little camera thing that indicates all 4 cameras. As you can see, it's now showing everything that you can see through all 4 cameras. And at this time you can select which 2 cameras you'd like to record. So I did a little take on my fish tank earlier. I found that it was pretty good as far as doing like the front face camera and just like your basic side camera for me to show you guys what's going on in my tank. I could also narrate what I saw and the progress of the tank and everything. It was so very cool that I'll probably use it a lot in the future when I do some updates in vlogging around the neighborhood or out on fields. But what I did find when you go into the final output of it, let me get out of the cameras here, and I will go back to the files. You can see there's 2 files there that actually separates the 2 files, which is nice. So each of the cameras has its own file to integrate. But if you were doing a picture-in-picture scenario like I did with the fish tank, you now have the separate file from the front camera and a separate file for the forward camera that I was showing of the tank. So you will have to do some post-processing to do that picture-in-picture effect once you get it into Premiere or Final Cut Pro, whichever software that you use for your filming. But overall, it did a nice breakdown of the files. I played them separately. Both audio is on both files, so when I was speaking through the front camera, giving you a narration of what I saw in my tank, you could hear the audio there. When I switched over to the file of the tank itself, the narration was also there. So as far as syncing in the audio, that should be no problem and everything. But it has a little histogram down at the bottom that kind of shows you what's going on. And a record button is at the opposite end there. So you have at this end, you have your selection of cameras. I'll go ahead and click on that. Gives you your 4 views. Once you select which 2 cameras you want to use, you can go ahead and confirm it. And then once you're ready to go, you hit the record button in this lower right hand corner, and now you're into full recording mode. It's pretty cool. Now if you did the one, let me stop this for a second. Now if I did a one earlier, it had the regular wide, and I also did the telephoto on there. So let me switch to that. So I have wide and telephoto. I'm going to confirm that. So it has, as you can see me in the camera there, the one scenario that you might have a problem with is actually composing your pictures. As you're in telephoto zoom on one lens, you're in wide in the other. So when you're trying to get your subject in the middle of that one camera view, you may not have your subject in the middle of the camera view in the other one. So you do have to watch out for that, such as if you were doing an interview, so you have the front facing camera on you and maybe a wide or ultra wide on your subject that you're interviewing. It's going to be a little tricky and maybe a little here and there to get your subject to be centered in the picture and you centered in the other picture as you do the interview. I don't see myself doing too many of those, so I probably won't have that problem, but like I said, the lenses are fixed. There's no way to adjust them to point in any other directions than what is made on the camera. So you'll have to do a little pre-planning with that type of scenario where you want to do something with the cameras as far as the subject focus and composing of that picture. But I just wanted to bring you a little quick update on this new app that came out. It's pretty cool. Allows, like I said, it allows you to use all 4 of your cameras, 2 at a time obviously, but you're all able to use 2 of the cameras out of the 4 that are on your total phone, front, back, 2 backs, and whatever you want to do. Up in this upper corner you can get a couple other options. You got picture in picture, then you got split screen, or it is top is one camera focus, the bottom one is the other camera focus that you have, and then you have discrete, which also puts it in like a picture in picture mode. On the other side here you have all your files. If you swipe to the side you get the little trash can delete button. If you go down here in the bottom you can do your selection, so I'm going to select my top file folder there, and then I can go into access your photos. I'm going to let it access my photos, so it saved it to my camera roll. Also, I still have it selected, so if I want to go over to the next button, I can do a share with whoever I want to share. I can save the video to my files. I can save it to Dropbox, whatever scenario you want to do as far as saving. And then, of course, you can also trash it. At the very far right, there's a little red trash can if you want to select them all. Otherwise, you can just swipe and delete. But that is a quick look at DoubleTake by Filmic Pro. Like I said, it just came out yesterday. I didn't get a chance to play around with it too much yesterday and give a video to you guys. But go ahead and check it out. Download it. It is free. For those that bought Filmic Pro in anticipation of DoubleTake, sorry that happened to you guys, but like I said, Filmic Pro itself, the paid version, is a very nice app with a lot of nice features, so I'm sure you're going to be able to use those in the future anyway. Hope you enjoyed this little quick look at DoubleTake. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.